Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Katie here on Smoke and Mirrors. Just welcoming you guys back. If you're new, hi. If you've already been here, welcome back. Please hit the like button and subscribe and share. I would love to get this community to grow so we can have a really cool family. Okay, so today I've thought that I would talk about a topic that's been weighing on my mind here recently, and I think that a lot of people may need some help with this topic as well. I have personal experience with this topic and can give advice, so here we go. So, okay. It's never good to have CPS be called on you, right? No one ever wants CPS to be called on you, right? Because it means, somebody thinks that you're not a good mother or this, that, and the third. Well, CPS is there to protect children, right? Child Protective Services, right? CPS here in Texas, I feel like they need a good reform, so to speak. A lot of children here in Texas are being taken away from their parents for reasons like, maybe smoking marijuana, things like that, which is terrible. Whenever like half of the country is, it's okay to smoke marijuana or whatever, or eat, edibles or whatever. CPS is not your friend. Remember, CPS is not your friend. Whenever they come knocking on your door, you don't have to answer the door. Okay? You just don't. Okay? If, say, somebody calls CPS on you, say Susie calls CPS on you because she's mad or jealous because you hooked up with her baby daddy and she's just trying to get revenge on you, so she's gonna call CPS and say, oh, such and such over there isn't feeding their child and it's dirty and this and that and the third. CPS takes every call seriously and then they run with it, okay? And then not only do they run with it, but they lie and they like add on things to make it way worse than what it really is, so that way that it makes it easier for CPS to then be in your family and like take the child out of the home or put them whatever. CPS is just, you don't want its gross claws in your family, okay? You don't want it, okay? Now, I wonder why God picked me to be the one to spread this message. I've helped a lot of people. I'm telling you right now, I've helped a lot of people fight against these CPS MFers, okay? They are not your friends. Okay. Anyways. Okay, so say somebody has a vendetta against you, okay, and the CPS caseworker, is going to leave cards on your door or whatever, they're going to try to get in touch with you. They want you to get talking. Okay? My advice, if you're a good mother and you know that you ain't done nothing wrong, don't say nothing to them. Nothing. Because these CPS caseworkers, they want you to talk, because everything that you say, they're going to use it against you and switch it up to where it makes you look crazy. And I'm telling you, I know this for a fact. I had a CPS case open one time against me, and actually the CPS caseworker and I became friends, and she actually quit, and she told me the ins and outs of CPS. Like, she told me what it is, and it's really sad and it's scary. Okay, hold on, the lighting. Okay, they don't have as much authority as you think they do. They are these like coming baby snatchers, you know what I'm saying? Some of them, and then my friend that worked for CPS said some of these workers get their rocks off taking children away from their families, and I can't stand that, and I've seen it, okay, where these workers, like, you know, their family's doing just fine. Somebody had a vendetta. They call CPS because they know that, hey, the mom smokes weed or something like that. And, here in Texas, like, they're going to go and make you do a drug test. They're going to do a hair follicle and do all that. They make you do all that, which, you know what I'm saying? To me, I always just complied with them, but I mean, it should be like you have rights, right? That's why I always say lawyer up. Like, from now on, I always tell all people, lawyer up. If you're a good mother, okay? This is for the good parents out there, because the bad parents, they do need to be checked upon. But for some reason, CPS seems to go after good parents who are down on their luck sometimes, or something happens and whatever, okay? So back to what I was saying. Sorry. I'm eating some candy while I'm talking. Okay, so, ooh, you're so good. My favorite. Mm-mm. Don't let CPS bully you into thinking that, they can just come up in your home. They can't. Unless they get something from the judge, a warrant from the judge. And the only way they can get that is if there's a crime that's been committed. There's actual proof. This he said, she said stuff. Ain't no judge gonna sign off on make making you letting you talk to these CPS people that come knocking on your door and stuff. Just don't talk to them. Anyway, and if you so happen to get involved with them anyway, because you didn't know all the ins and outs like I did whenever I first got my sister called CPS on me whenever I was in my early 20s. My son Adrian. Hold on. My older sister called CPS on me because she wanted money from the state and she wanted my child support because she thought that like CPS was just going to take my son away from me because she knew that I was smoking marijuana at the time. And she, she's my sister, You tell when you're close with people, you tell your sister things, she's my sister. So, and at that time, I had just got out of a domestic violence situation with my first husband. Um, I really wanted to make that marriage work, but I had to leave because um, it started off slowly. Like he was throwing beer cans at me, he would throw chairs at me, and it all like came to a head one night, and to where he just like beat me up to the point where I had to go get stitches. Okay, sorry about that. I had a pause real quick. My little darling daughter is hearing me out there, and she wanted it to. She's like, I wonder what mommy's doing. Anyway, so like my sister, she's not even like she was my half sister. I don't claim her no more. Would you blame me? I mean, like honestly, she's like weird. Like honestly, like dude, I was going through the ringers. Like my husband was like my first husband was beating me. Like he almost killed me one night. I had to go to the hospital. He broke my nose. I had to get stitches right here. He kicked me in the back. Like I had a lot of trauma from that, and I left, and I was not expecting that. I was like 22 something. I just had my son, and like I was in love with this guy, I thought. But I could see I could see before like it all, like him starting to beat me. Like I knew that his dad used to beat his mom and stuff, like the culture or whatever. And I guess he watched his dad beat up his mom so many times that he thought it was okay. And that's when I was like, I gotta get my son up out of this. And plus, like, I knew right then and there that if I stayed with my son's father who beat me up, that CPS was gonna get involved anyway, right? Because whatever, because CPS would need to get involved because you don't need to have a kid in a situation where the man is beating up on the mother to the point where she's got to get stitches and stuff. Anyway, so I get out of that situation, and I don't have like much of a family. Like not like I don't have very many friends or family. Okay, like I said, I had the sister who was 10 years older than me, half sister, and I mean we were kind of close. We didn't really grow up together, like I said, because like when I was born, she was already 10 or so. I don't know. She was already doing her own thing, you know. Um, and I don't know. I guess she hated me or something because like I thought we were all good because like whenever whenever I was gonna have my son, um, I'm sorry, I'm smoking a cigarette. I picked these up again. I went 2 years without smoking, but anyways, um, whenever I had my son, my sister wanted to be there or whatever. She's like has like this. She had like this infatuation with pregnancies and things like that, and she even was like a surrogate at one point or whatever. And I had a very traumatic traumatic labor and delivery experience. Like, I did not dilate on my own, nothing. Like, my due date was November the 5th, and nada. There was no dilation happening. There was no mucus plug, nothing. And so, like, whenever I went in there to talk to my doctor about it, I didn't want to get the C-section. I wanted to try to have a baby naturally, right? Because, you know, who wants to be cut open? Anyway, so hard-headed me, you know, my sister was there, and like, she saw all the pain that I went through. So long story short, I had it after like hours of terrible labor, because like my son's heart rate went down, so like I couldn't have the pain medicine, but they had the Pitocin on, so it's still making me contract, like, because I had to stay in the hospital overnight. They put some like something inside of me to try to make me dilate, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't working. So like, finally, after hours and hours of pain without like the epidural, anything, I was like, God, please. Finally, the doctor said, okay, we're gonna have to do an emergency C-section. Okay. And they did, and you know, my son came out. He didn't cry. I was scared. I was so scared. I didn't hear him cry when he came out. Because like, whenever I had my daughter, years later, she was screaming whenever she came out. She was mad. But my son, he was just like, I guess, so tired from all the what have you. Okay, I know this is a big thing from CPS, but yeah, my sister like witnessed most of that, and I couldn't believe, because that's like kind of how we bonded. It was like whenever I had my son, because before that there wasn't really nothing to bond over, right? So after my son was born and all that, da da da, we would hang out and stuff. I'd hang out at her. She was married with her second husband, and everything. She had like a little nice house. I always felt like she was like better than me. Like, she had to live better than me. Like that I was trash basically, because like she wanted to live like up. She basically had like champagne taste with a beer budget, and me, like, I know I'm gonna live on my means, you know what I'm saying? Like, the man that she was with, like, he made good money or whatever, but he didn't make that much money to where he could support her kids, his kids, pay child support, and her not work. And that was the thing. And then, like, for some reason, like, whenever all this went down, she called CPS on me. And the kicker about it all was like, I complied with them. I complied with CPS and everything. I said, okay, cool, because I knew that because like the allegations was that I was on that I was doing drugs, that I was violent, and that I was on marijuana and cocaine and all this, that, and the third. And well, thing was, is like, I never really liked cocaine or any of that, you know what I'm saying? But the perfect storm happened. See, my sister, and it crazy, my sister always thought that I was on coke. Like, because one time, like, she had this birthday party, because, like, I'm always, like, like, life of the party. Like, I have a lot of energy and stuff, especially, like, because I worked at Papacitos for a long time as a bartender and a server, and I was always like, yeah, and I went to her house one time, and she was like telling me and my mom and everybody, like, Katie looks like she was on coke. She's acting like she's on coke. And I was like, what? I was not on coke. Like, I was like, I had a Red Bull and I was happy to be there and to see, you know what I'm saying? And they were all just lounging around. I was like, isn't this a party? Like, I don't know, okay? It's just weird, okay? So she was always trying to say that, like, I was on coke or something. I'm like, okay, whatever. No, I wasn't on coke. I'm just excited. I'm just a happy-go-lucky person, right? But I'm not saying I'm not saying that I'm innocent, but like during this time when all this went down, I was hanging out with my son's father, and because I had gotten low, like I was actually living, because my son's father, it was terrible. Like, we had a house that was for us, but he would not let us live there because his family, like, did not like me. So they, like, made me and my son basically be homeless. They did not like me because I was white, you know? And so my husband actually put me up with this weird old guy in this trailer, okay? And so, like, me, and that's where I was staying for a while. Like, me and my son, I had a little room. There was like me and my son, we shared the bed. There was a bath and all this stuff, and it was close enough for me to drive to go to my job and take him to daycare and then come back. But and I during that time, though, I guess that guy and my ex-husband, they were doing what I was mentioning before, and I guess I had a little bit too much to drink, and I did it. And lo and behold, the CPS caseworker, like, found me, like, that next day. It was like, it was crazy. It was crazy. And so they had me test, and then I came out positive for it. And from that alone, that drug test, I had a CPS case open because of a failed drug test. And I really, if I had any sense, I would have just, like, ducked them. You know, I wouldn't have, you know, I saw her card or whatever, I wouldn't have called them right away, but I was just so scared and everything, and I was just going through so much during that time. Mind you, my husband beat me up. I had nowhere to go. I'm staying with this weird old guy that my ex-husband works with, who is now doing drugs with. And my ex-husband, knows that me and his son are, like, struggling, and he's staying over there with his mom and dad. And we had our own house that I had found, but it was on his parents' lot. So that's why they were like, no, she can't stay there, you know? And that's why, like, that marriage never worked. And it's like why it hurt me to my core. That's why my marriage never worked. But hey, it's all good because now I have my son and my daughter. Now I have a better husband and I have a daughter. But yeah, that's uh, another story to tell you. Do not say anything to CPS. Don't do anything unless it's ordered by a judge. They are not your friend. They will try to be like, if you do this, it'll be so much easier. La da 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 da. No. Know your rights. Don't let them bully you, okay? And then there's more stories to come if you'd like to know. And I'm sorry, if all this like is gloom and doom, but I'm trying to like help somebody out there that may be coming up in a similar situation. I don't know. Like, 'cause I was blindsided by this, but I learned a lot from it. Um, CPS, you know, it's just crazy. They can try to take your babies away from you, and it's just they're not your friend, okay? But anyways, whenever we come back next time, if you want, please comment, what you guys want me to talk about. I don't know if you guys want to hear more about my life or more about like my advice to give you, or do you guys want me to start like covering like true crime cases, or like what do you want to talk, what do you guys want to do? Just let me know what kind of content y'all are after, because if not, I'll just kind of come up here and go with the flow and like spit the knowledge that I have, for somebody that might need it, because I do have a lot of stuff up here to help somebody out there, not get going in the trap, get caught in the trap, okay? Because you got to take care of your babies. The state should not have the right to take your babies, right? But you got to stay on top of it, okay? Alrighty. So, thank you so much for coming, and I will see you next time. Alright, bye.